Well, in Britain, debates about the BBC have reached a level of intensity that would make many people watching this show envious. The two topics being debated are funding and impartiality. You could reduce them to one simple question: why are we being forced to pay for this rubbish? But that's not quite how they phrase it in the British press. So let's look at them separately. The impartiality debate was sparked by former soccer star Gary Lineker, now the BBC's main soccer commentator and highest paid employee. On March 8, Lineker posted a tweet comparing the Tory government's "stop the boats" policy, a phrase lifted holus bolus from Australian Prime Minister Tony Abbott, by the way, to the language used by the Nazi Party in Germany in the 1930s. Well, controversy ensued. Many people, including Tory members of Parliament, called for Lineker to be sacked. Of course he wasn't. His one-week suspension was little more than lip service to the critics before the BBC resumed its woke business as usual. It's gone woke and now it's going broke, but we'll get to that in a minute. As Brendan O'Neill put it on Spiked Online, quote, "The BBC's climb down in the Lineker scandal suggests the self-serving insurgents have won, scoring yet another victory for their political dogma and cultural clout, and a blow, in this case, to the ideal of having a nationally funded, neutral broadcaster." A neutral broadcaster! How much would one of those cost us? O'Neill went on. Cue the further colonisation of the institutions by the woke and the shrinking of the space for different or just non-ideological ways of thinking. This controversy didn't generate much heat in Australia, partly because we've got our own woke nonsense going on anyway, but the ABC did oblige with an opinion piece almost as questionable as Lineker's original tweet. Australian Catholic University academic Miles Pattenden wrote on the ABC's website that the ABC was legally required to gather and present news and information with impartiality and present a diversity of perspectives so that over time no ideas or beliefs are disproportionately represented. Well, technically this is correct. Then Pattenden wrote, presumably with a straight face, quote, "Everyone who works for the ABC strives to achieve this balance," which is not to say that they are without their own personal opinions. Everyone who works for the ABC strives to achieve this balance? That's like saying the Wuhan Virology Lab was striving to give grandma natural immunity to COVID.